Hello students, welcome to 5 Mantra Online Education. This is Kalyan and I am the faculty of mathematics. So students, in this class we are going to discuss about simultaneous linear equations of 10th standard, or we call them as pair of linear equations in two variables, right? Pair of linear equations in two variables can be otherwise called as a system of equations or simultaneous equations also. So what does the solution of these type of equations will show on the graph? That is our concept on today. And before discussing this one, let us recall all the previous topic or previous part of the linear equations in two variables and its basics once again. Okay, just see what the topic would be. What is the actually general form of linear equation in two variables? See here, general form of linear equation in two variables would be, see, ax plus by plus c equal to 0, as we discussed in the previous session. Okay, so now ab equal to, see here, so now here a, b, c are what type of numbers? Here a, b, c must be real numbers. Okay, that is first condition. A, b, c belongs to R. What is meant by this belongs to symbol? That means these all the numbers a, b, c are real numbers. These all are the elements of real number set. Okay, this is the first one. And here a and b should not be equal to 0. That means these two should be non-zero numbers. Okay, so this is general form of linear equation of two variables. Okay, so now what are the examples? See, say for example, we can take x plus 2y equal to 4 or 3x minus y equal to 5. These are all the examples for linear equations in two variables, where here a value means coefficients of x, y and constants are real numbers we took. Okay, so this is what about the basic of linear equation, basic definition. Okay, so now then after, see, okay, now our discussion would be how many solutions will be there for linear equation in two variable for a single linear equation. And actually what is meant by solution of linear equation? Say for example, I will give you leave about two variables. I will take example for one variable equation. See, this is x plus 4 would be equal to 0. Now tell me how many solutions are existing there for this equation. So here in place of x, what the number should be substituted over there to become 0, means so that LHS is equal to RHS. So what is the value? X equal to minus 4 is existing in such a way that or not? So if you put x equal to minus 4 and plus 4 would be equal to what? 0. So here 0 equal to 0. So LHS equal to RHS we obtained. So therefore this is called solution. That means how can we define the solution for linear equation? Not only linear equation in any number of variable or equation of any order. Solution means what? Here the value of the variable for which equation gets satisfied. Okay, that means LHS equal to RHS. Okay, then that is called solution for the given equation. Like that, for linear equation of two variables also, how many solutions are existing? Let us see. Just look at this. I'll give you a small example, very simple one, so that we can verify easily. See here, x plus y equal to 3. Very simplest example I gave you. Okay, so x plus y equal to 3 we have given. And I said you that what is meant by solution? I said value of the variables or variable. Here two variables are there. So therefore for these two variables we have to give some values so that it will be equal to 3. That means LHS becomes equal to RHS, right? So here what the values we can substitute? Say for example, I'll take x equal to 0. then y equal to how much? 3 or not? So y equal to 3. Then 0 plus 3 would be equal to how much? 3. So LHS equal to RHS or not? So here, what are the solutions for x and y in this? 0 and 3. So let us represent that with order pairs. So 0 comma 3, right? And then after, so give some another value to this. What is that? If you take here 1, this would be how much? 2. Okay. So now this is how much? Again 3. Here also LHS equal to RHS we got. So equation is satisfied. So therefore, what is another pair of x and y? 1 and 2. X value would be 1 and y value would be 2. So now what is another order pair? 1 and 2 now. Okay. And if you give another value, see if you take here this value would be 2, then this would be how much? 1. That equal to 3. Again equation is getting satisfied. So therefore, another order pair would be 2 comma 1. Similarly, we get 3 comma 0 also. Okay. So these are just positive integers, sorry, these are just whole numbers. Other than that, we can rational values, negative integers. So how many values are possible for this pair of order pair? Okay, for these order pairs, how many pairs are possible? Infinite. Understood or not? Infinite pairs are possible. Of course, we can't write all the infinite order pairs. Okay, it is very time consuming, but likewise, if you are going to substitute the values, okay, like this method is known as trial and error, because we are putting some value into the variable, means we are substituting some values into the variables and we are checking whether it is correct or not. So doing trial and error, we are getting that infinite number of solutions will be there for a linear equation in two variables. How many equations? For one equation. Okay. So this is about solution of linear equation in one variable, right? So this is very basic level, means ground level basic for solutions of the linear equations in two variables, right? Now just see. See this, guys, here we said that what is the topic here? Solution of pairs of linear equation. Pairs means what? Two equations or more than two equations also we can consider, but here we will start from two equations. So say for example, I will take two equations. Here also I will write very simple ones, x plus 2y equal to 4 and 2x minus y equal to 2, right? I took two equations. Now I want to ask you that what is the solution for these two equations? This is pair or not? Pair. And this pair is otherwise known as system of linear equations also, or simultaneous linear equations also. Here we, in our textbook, the terminology given is here solutions of pair of linear equation in two variables. Okay. So this is a pair, and we need to find out the solution for this pair of the equations. Actually, till now, what do you know? You know the method of trial and error method only. So how to solve these two? First solve. Say for example, I will take so what we have to do actually in the method of trial and error, we need to take this first equation, that is x plus 2y equal to 4, and on other hand we have to take second equation also, minus y equal to 2, okay, 2x minus y equal to 2, and we need to do the trial and error method for this, and we need to do the trial and error method for this. Means we need to randomly give the values, means solutions for this x and y. Here also same as I explained before. Here also we need to substitute the different values of x and y, and we will get some solutions over here and here. Then these are all the solutions of this first equation, and these are all the solutions of the second equation. Now tell me, what is meant by solution of this pair of equations? That means in this infinite solutions, and among these all the infinite solutions, one pair will be common. One pair is common for these two. That is called, means common solution or common order pair. Okay, example, this is actually I am not writing exact solution for this because this is example only. So, say for example, here 1, 2 is a common pair we obtained in trial and error method while substituting the different values to both of the equations, right. So, now common order pair is 1, 2 and here also 1, 2. So, tell me, is this solution for this equation or not, and this is solution for this equation or not. So, this is the solution for both of the equations. So, this is common solution. So, therefore, it is known as, okay, pair, I mean solution for pair of linear equations, right. But just observe this, guys. If you do in this way, you need to find out the infinite solutions here, and you need to find out infinite solutions over here also, which is practically impossible, means highly impossible. So, we can't find out the write the infinite solutions, and we need to choose common one among them. It is highly impossible. So, how to do the solution for this? There are 3 methods to solve this type of simultaneous linear equations. Okay. First method is trial and error, which is very time consuming, very laborious. So, we shouldn't go behind that. Okay. We need to go for another alternative 2 methods, right. Let us discuss them. So, let us take one pair of examples for this. See here, also I will take very simple one, x minus y equal to 2 and 2x plus y equal to 4. I took one example and we need to solve this equation. The first method is known as elimination method. Why do we call this as an elimination method? Let us see. See here, these two are 2 equations. See, actually, if you want to solve one equation, we need to, it is most important that we need to have only one variable. But here 2 variables are there in each equation. So, that means what? Any one of the variable should be eliminated. So, generally we need to eliminate here x, means first term we like to eliminate first terms only. Then what we have to do here is very simpler sort of thing. Here just see what is the coefficient of x in first equation? 1, and what is the coefficient of x in second equation? 2. Do one thing, multiply, I mean we don't need to multiply here with 1 because on multiplication with 1 the result remains same. So, anyways, I am telling you the process here. Multiply this entire second equation with variable of x, which is 1 here. So, on multiplying with 1, the equation remains same. So, again the equation will be 2x plus y equal to 4, right. 2x plus y equal to 4. Now, do something here. The variable of x in second equation would be 2. Now, multiply the first equation with this 2, entire equation with 2. So, on multiplying this 2 into x, that would be 2x, 2 into minus y, that would be minus 2y, and here 2 into 2, that would be your 4. Okay. So, now what happens? See here, if you subtract the second equation from the first equation, you need to change the symbols also. Here this is minus and this is plus and this is minus, right. So, what happens here, 2x and minus 2x will be cancelled together, and now here this is 2y plus y, that would be 3y, which is equal to 4 minus 4 are again cancelled and 0 will be left over. So, now what happens, y equal to 0 upon 3 means this 3 will go to other side of the equation. So, therefore, 0 upon 3, here y equal to 0. Okay. So, we obtained the value of y here. So, what we have to do? Okay. Take this value of y and substitute in any one of the equations which are given. Okay. For my convenience, I will take first equation and I will put the value y equal to 0 in that. What do we get here? Let me do step by step. X minus y value would be 0 because we got it. Okay. So, x minus 0 is equal to how much? 2. So, x equal to how much? 2. Right. So, what is the solution then? Solution is order pair of x y only, no. So therefore, what is the solution for this? X value would be 2 and y value would be 0. So solution for these two pair of linear equations would be 2 comma 0, right? This is one method. And what we did here on equating the coefficients by multiplication with the common number, okay, after multiplication the coefficients of any one variables are become same. After that, depending upon the signs, either you have to add the two equations or else you need to subtract the two equations to so that this x terms will be cancelled. And it is not necessary that every time you need to cancel the x term only. You can multiply with y coefficients also, so that y will be cancelled. Okay. So see this here. Now this 2 comma 0 is the solution, and here in order to solve this, here x values are eliminated. Okay, x values are eliminated. So this is called process of elimination, method of elimination. Other than that, there is another method is also existing over there. Just see what is the another method. Okay. డస్టర్తో డిలీట్ చేస్తే ప్రాబ్లం అవుతున్నది, అంటే ఆల్ డిలీట్ కొడితే. ఓకే. So now let us see one more method for solving the simultaneous equations or pair of equations. Okay, just see. X plus 3y equal to 6. Okay, 2x plus y equal to 4. Okay, now this is called method of substitution. Why we are calling with that name, I'll tell you at the end of this process. Just see, take any one of the equation. I am taking the first one. And so x plus 3y equal to 6. Now send this 3y to another side. What happens? X equal to 6, this plus 3y becomes minus 3y. As we are moving this term to another side, its signs will be changed. Okay, so therefore this is 6 minus 3y. Okay, so here x can be represented in terms of y as 6 minus 3y. Okay, now do one thing. Put the value of x, substitute the value of x in the second equation. Okay, so see here 2x means value of x in terms of y, that would be your how much? 6 minus 3y. Okay, plus this is y again equal to 4. Now solve it. Okay, 2 into 6 would be 12 minus 2 into 3 would be 6y plus y equal to how much? 4. Equal to 4. Now what did you observe here? Entire equation is converted into one variable equation. Understood? Now it is easy to solve for you. Okay, so see here minus 6 plus y, minus 6y plus y, that would be minus 5y. Okay, plus 12 equal to 4. Now plus 12 on taking to another side becomes minus 12. So minus 5y equal to 4 minus 12. So you are the 10th standard students, so I don't need to put this step again. So 4 minus 12 is directly I am writing, that would be minus 8. Okay, on both sides you can cancel minus, and y equal to how much? 8 upon 5, right? So what is the solution for this equation finally? Okay, sorry, we obtained the value of y here. Okay, after obtaining the value of y, we need to get the value of x. How to get x here? Put the value of y in any one of the equations. Okay, so what is let us put this in second equation. See here 2x plus here y value would be 8 upon 5 equal to 4. Okay, so now solve this. 2x equal to this plus 8 by 5 would be minus 8 by 5 on sending to another side. So this would be 4 minus 8 by 5. So 2x is equal to 5. Here we are taking LCM to simplify this. Okay, 5 into 4 would be 20. 20 minus 8 would be 12. So this is 12 upon 5 or 12 by 5. So since this 2 is in as 2 is the coefficient of x, on sending this 2 to another side of the equation, it will come under the denominator. Then after we can divide 12 with 2. So directly I am cancelling from here itself. Okay. So this 2 will cancel 12 6 times. So how much is the value for x? 6 upon 5. So now what is order pair or what is the solution finally? Solution would be order pair of xy, which is 6 by 5 and 8 by 5. So this is solution. Okay. So in this entire process, what did you observe? Here we substituted one variable. Okay, we substitute the value of the one variable in terms of another in order to convert entire equation into equation of one variable. Then after we solved. Okay. So anyhow, guys, since this is the beginning of your equation part, we are telling you that these are the two different methods. Otherwise, these two are same. Okay. As you are going to your higher classes, these two methods are same only. Okay. In the initial stages, we will teach you like this using two different methods. Okay. So anyways, now we understood that how to solve the linear equations in two different methods. It is over, and first method is also there, which is highly difficult to do, means almost impossible, right? Anyways, so here 6 by 5, 8 by 5 and are the solutions for this one. Now we understood that we understood that how to solve the two equations of two variables, two linear equations. Okay. Now what is our part? So do we need to solve? Can we solve any two linear equations and always do we get one pair like this? This is our question. Okay. Once again I am asking you, is it possible to get one order pair every time or not? So to explore this, let us see three examples. Okay. ఇప్పుడు అర్థమైందా? అది సెలక్షన్ టూల్ పనిచేయట్లేదు. ఓ పని చేస్తున్నా. ఓకే, రండి. ఓకే, అది కూడా ఎగిరిపోతుంది. Accelerator. Okay. So now I'll give you one example here and try to solve it. See here. Direct దానికి వెళ్ళిపోతాను. Okay. So see this, guys. Now we got one solution. One solution means one order pair for as a solution of two simultaneous equations or a pair of linear equations. Okay. What does it represents on the graph? Okay. Leave about that. Just try to observe this visual. See, this is a train moving on a track. Okay. Now later on you observe some other train is also coming in different direction. Now just see here what is your observation at this point. The two tracks are intersecting or two tracks are crossing each other. Understood? Okay. now observe the point at which they are crossed. Okay, I zoom, this was zoom in. Now what do we call this point? Okay, I mean according to railway tracks terminology, it is diamond crossing. Okay, so generally what do we call according to geometric terminology? Okay, geometric term is, this is point of intersection. Okay, and geometric term would be point of intersection of two different lines, and there is a chance of one misconception over here. Means there is a chance of misunderstanding, that you don't consider this as one line and this as one line. Two tracks are not considered here as two different lines. Entire track is considered as one line, and this entire track is considered as one line. Then what can you say? This is one line, okay, and this is another line, which are intersecting at one point, or which are meeting at one point. Understood or not? This is a daily life example, and using this real life example, you can understand easily what is point of intersection of two lines. Understood? Now after seeing this visual, just see, we'll take a pair of linear equations and we'll solve, and then after we observe that one solution is provided for what type of equations. So just see here, both the trains are cross at one common point. So therefore common point is called solution. Understood? This is one solution. How many solutions are there here? See, this is one solution. Okay, one solution is there for these two trains which are moving on the same two different tracks. Understood? So what type of simultaneous equations will represent that? See here. So let us see pair of linear equations related to such a type of this example, related to this example. Okay. అక్కడ హెడ్డింగ్ అనవసరం అందుకే. Okay. So look at this, we have given two linear equations here. One is 2x plus y equal to 5 and another one is 3x minus 2y equal to 4, right? And generally we can solve these two equations using any one of the methods as I said you before. Okay, but now we want to solve these two equations graphically also. And this was also explained to you in the previous session, that how to draw the graph for each linear equation. Okay, to draw the graph of each linear equation, we'll take each equation and we'll try to obtain minimum 3 to 4 order pairs for each of them. Okay, how to obtain the order pairs? See here, let us take here just see here, first equation would be your 2x plus y, okay, 2x plus y is equal to 5. This is first equation, and in order to solve this, okay, subject here y, subjecting here y means what? Send this 2x to another side. So what happens? 2x y equal to, this 2x is sent to another side, so 5 minus 2x, okay, y equal to 5 minus 2x. What was done here? See here, we took here x equal to 0 in the first equation, and we obtained y equal to 5. Let us see how we are getting. X equal to 0 we are putting here, 5 minus 2 into 0. So that would be 5 minus 0, which is equal to 5. So we took x equal to 0 and we obtained y equal to 5. So therefore order pair of xy would be 0 and 5. In the same way, we took different values of x, like 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all the 5 values we took, and correspondingly we are getting y values also. So order pairs are given like this. Similarly, we are solving the second equation here also, okay, and we obtained these order pairs. And order pairs can be represented on the graph like this. I'll show you how. Okay, so just see here, this is coordinate plane, this is actually graph. We can consider this as these small squares are there, okay, each one square is of 10 millimeters, 1 centimeters we can say, okay, and here this is these two are the called coordinate axis. Horizontal one is called x axis and vertical one is called y axis, okay, and scales are also given here. Anyways, we don't need to consider here scales, because 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit we take along x and y also. So now the order pairs which are obtained here, we need to plot for each of the equation. After plotting them, what do we get? Just see. See here, 0, 5 is plotted over there, and then after 1 comma 3, and then after 2 comma 1, and 3 comma minus 1, and 4 comma minus 3. On joining them, what do we get? What is this? It's a straight line. Okay, already we know that graphical solution or graph of a linear equation would be a straight line. Understood? So anyways, now on plotting second line, what happens? See, this is 0 comma minus 2 and 2 comma 1 and 4 comma 4. Yes, 4 comma 4 are plotted, and joining them together, okay, we obtained two intersecting lines. Now did you understand that why we took that example, which example of two railway tracks which are intersecting each other or not? Yes. So this is one one intersection point which is representing, if you do solve this, okay, solve these two equations normally without using this graph, you get the solution as 2 and 1. Understood? So that means what? Generally in any method, if you solve linear equation in 2 variables, okay, then one solution we are getting, no. So that one solution is representing point of intersection of the two lines, okay, on the graph. So two clarities we got here. What are those two clarities? First clarity would be graph of image or graph of the linear equation in 2 variables or 1 variable also, okay, will give you a straight line on the graph. And here one solution is there before we solved, okay, when we were solving this equation, simultaneous equations, we are getting one solution, means what? One value for x and one value for y, which is order pair of xy. That one pair is representing here point of intersection. So from now onwards, we don't need to call this linear equations as linear equations. We don't need to call. We can call it as lines, and we can call these solutions of linear equations as point of intersection. Understood? So now, so what did you understand here? Point of intersection is nothing but solution of two linear equations, right? Now let us solve one more pair of the linear equations, and we'll see what the things will be happened over there. See, before solving this, just observe this visual. So what can we observe here? These two trains will never meet at any point, isn't it? So these two trains will never meet. Okay, these are intersecting or non-intersecting? These are non-intersecting, right? First observe this. This is a physical example. Generally we can observe this in our daily life. Okay, so this is what these two are going non-intersecting to each other. So we can say non-intersecting lines as parallel lines from our plane geometry. Okay, so see here. According to after seeing this visual, which pair of equation, which types of the pairs of equations, okay, are representing this? Okay, for that we'll take one example to know which type of equations are representing this type of parallel lines. Okay, once again I am telling you guys, here don't consider these two, these two tracks as two different lines. This entire railway track is considered to be one line, and this is one, right? So here these two railway tracks are considered as what? Two parallel lines. Understood? So now let us see what type of equations will represent this parallel lines. So anyways guys, you know this, is there any common point for this? Yes, there is no common point because they are not intersecting, they are not crossing each other. So therefore there is no common point. So these equations are otherwise known as inconsistent. Anyways, I am going to define all this at the end of the lesson, right? Okay, see. See this. Here, what did you observe? We took two different equations here. Okay, first equation would be how much? See. Okay, here first equation is 4x minus 6y equal to 15, and the second equation would be 2x minus 3y equal to 5. And as I said before, how to get the order pairs of x and y according to the same process, apply the same process here also and obtain the order pairs of x and y. How we have to get the order pairs of x and y? Making subject y means what? Keep the y on the one side of the equation and bring all the remaining variables and coefficients to another side of the equations, and then after put some values for x randomly. It's your choice. Now here some examples we took from 0 to 6, 0, 3, 6, and we obtained the values of y as minus 5 by 2, minus 1 by 2 and plus 3 by 2. So therefore order pairs obtained in such a way are 0 comma minus 2.5, and here 3 comma minus 0.5, and third one would be 6 comma 1.5. Okay, in the same way you obtain the order pair of second equation also. So order pairs obtained are, order pairs means solutions in x and y, in terms of x and y, right? So here 1 minus 1 and 4 1 and 7 3, right? Okay, so here I think I don't need to tell you once again that how to solve this, how to get this order pairs, because I already explained in the previous graph. Okay, so we have to put the values for x, and we can get after solving them we get the values of y. So order pairs are obtained. So such a order pairs we have to plot them on the graph. First of all, we have to represent the order pairs related to first equations on the graph. So again we took graph. Okay, now this is considered to be normal plane. After plotting, okay, so now these are coordinate axes, as you know before. Okay, so now just see, this is called coordinate plane. Okay, in the basics of this lesson, obviously it is explained. Okay, so after plotting this two coordinate axis, the plane is considered as called as coordinate plane or Cartesian plane. Okay, on this Cartesian plane, if you just represent this all the order pairs of related to first equation, just see what happens. So this is 0 comma minus 2.5 first one, and second one would be 3 comma 0.5, and third one would be how much, 6 comma 1.5. we represented, and joining them we got a line. Next, for second equation, so first 1 minus 1, 4 1 and 7 3, join them. So now what is your observation? These equations are representing parallel lines or not? Absolutely, these are representing parallel lines. So from this, what can we say? Is there any common point for them? No common point. So this example is this example satisfying or justifying that two parallel train tracks or not? Exactly. So parallel lines are represented by this type of equations. And which type of equations are representing parallel lines, I will tell you at the end of the lesson. We'll come to that point. Okay. Anyways, after observing these two graphs, what did you observe? Plotting the lines or plotting the graphs of these two equations, we obtained parallel lines. Okay. So what is your observation then? Sometimes we get intersecting lines for two simultaneous equations, or sometimes we get parallel lines also. Understood? So this is also one of the example, right? Okay, just see. Now let us observe one more. See here, see this guys here, how many railway tracks are appearing? Only single one. So one train has gone. Now what happens? So now another train is also coming on the same track. So another train is also moving on the same track. What can we say? These two trains are moving on the same track. Understood? Okay, these two trains are moving on same track. See here, these two trains are moving on the same track. That means if you compare this with the lines, one line is drawn on. We have traced one line with the pencil. Okay, on the same line again we have traced another line also, isn't it? So the equations which will represent this type of lines are called mutually dependent or dependent equations. Understood? So mutually dependent or dependent equations we say for this type of example. This is a physical example. Okay, let us observe one mathematical example also in terms of equations, and we'll solve it graphically, and we see whether the same thing happens over there or not. Okay, see here. So just see here. Okay, now again we took two different equations here also. Okay, that is first one's 3x plus 6y is equal to 3900. See here, this is 3x plus 6y equal to 3900, and the second equation would be your x plus 2y equal to 1300. Okay, now in order to solve this lines graphically, means solving means to draw the graphs of the lines, nothing else. Okay. So, in order to solve these both equations, what you have to do? Okay. Here again we need to subject y in each of the equations. Okay, subjecting y means just keeping y on the LHS part and transferring remaining all the variables and coefficients to another side of the equation. We got here y equal to 3900 minus 3x upon 6. Okay, again the same process repeats. What is that process? We'll give some values, we'll substitute some values to the x and hence we obtain values of y, right? So, same process as before, I don't need to explain, I think. Okay, so we give x equal to, first we took x equal to 100, 200 and 300, and correspondingly we are getting the values of y for this equation are 600, 550, 500 and 450. So, therefore, all the order pairs or all the solutions of that line are 100, 600, 200, 550, 300, 500, 400, 450 likewise. Okay, so we obtained 4 order pairs. Okay, and similarly, in doing the same process again for the second equation also, we obtained solutions, or we can say order pairs. Okay, x and y pairs. Okay, so after obtaining the order pairs, what we have to do? Again we need to plot them on the graph. Let us do it. See, these are the coordinate axes. Okay. Now we are plotting the order pairs of the first equation. Okay. So plotted these 4 order pairs. Now we join the line. Okay. The next second one, order pairs are again plotted and we obtained again same points, and we are, while tracing them on the same line, it is overwrited, isn't it? So this is overwrited. So what can we say from this? Are these two equations representing two different lines or representing the same line? These are representing same line or not? Yes. So will this example verify that do different trains on the same track or not? So this is justifying that train example. Understood? So here this type of equations are called what? Mutually dependent equations, or dependent equations also we can say. Understood? So these are the 3 types of simultaneous equations. Okay, we can obtain like simultaneous equations which has one solution, or graphically which intersect at one point, or linear equations which has no solution, means which has no point of intersection on its graph, and linear equations which are representing, which both are representing the same linear equation. On taking common, see here, if you take common 3 from this all the terms of this equation, you can get this equation back. Understood? See this here, 3x, first equation is 3x plus 6y equal to 3900, isn't it? Now if you take common 3 from this LHS part, what happens? 3 into this is x. Since we took common 3, here 2 will be left over, so 2y is equal to 3900, right? So when you cancel this with 3, it goes 1300 times. So x plus 2y equal to 1300. So is this equation representing second one or not? So what does it mean? Whenever you are taking two mutually dependent equations, what is the relation between them? Either you divide one equation with one constant, or you multiply one equation with one constant, or you take common one constant from the equation, then you can obtain the second equation. That means these two equations are representing same one. These are not two different equations at all. So such a type of equations are called mutually dependent or dependent equations, right? Okay, I think you people might have got this. So this is the example for this. So that means these two are not two different equations. These are only one equation only. Okay, if you take common 3 from the first, you get the second, right? So therefore, this is the example for mutually dependent equations, which is not a separate one, which both are representing same line on the graph. Understood? Overwriting means it is also representing same line on the graph, right? Okay. Anyways, guys, after seeing all this, let us come to one conclusion. See, now my question is that to decide whether given simultaneous equations or given system of equations are whether they are mutually dependent or consistent or inconsistent, how can we decide it? So is it possible to draw every time graph like this? Can you draw like this? No, because it is time consuming. Only to make you understand, we have shown this with graph. Or else, if you want to check whether which type of equations which are given here, what is the test of checking for that? It is impossible to draw every time graphs like this and to check whether dependent or mutually dependent or consistent or inconsistent. Okay, to check this using graphical method, it is highly impossible because it is time consuming. We shouldn't take this much of time. So how to verify them without using graphs? Okay, you have seen the graphs and you got a good awareness regarding this, it's over. But if you want to check without these graphs, what is the method of checking? Okay, what is the method of checking? Let us see. See this, guys. Let us check. Let us come to know that what is the method of checking whether consistency or inconsistency or mutually dependency for the given pair of two equations. Okay, see here. Let me take here x plus 2y equal to 4 and 3x plus y equal to 1. Okay, in these two equations, what is your observation? See, what is the ratio of the coefficients? See here, 1 and 3. What is the ratio of these two coefficients of x? 1 upon 3. And what is the ratio of coefficients of y? This would be 2 upon 1, isn't it? Because here y, nothing is given in front of y, means 1 is the coefficient of y. Okay, and here constants ratio would be 4 upon 1. Okay, now tell me here, leave about the constants. First of all, ratio of the coefficients of the x is not equal to ratio of the coefficients of y. Okay, so these are not equal. Understood? These are not equal. So therefore, we can say that these are consistent equations. This is the test. This is a right test for checking whether consistent or not. How can we say this? If ratio of the if the ratio of coefficients of x to the coefficients of y are not equal, then those are called consistent equations. Then how can we write this? Let me show this in form of a formula. Okay, just see. Look at this. Let us suppose a1x plus b1y, okay, plus c1 equal to 0 is first equation, and a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0 is second equation. Now how to test for the consistency? Now ratio of the coefficients of x shouldn't be equal to ratio of coefficients of y. So what is that? What is the ratio of x coefficients here? a1 upon a2 shouldn't be equal to, okay, a2 upon b1 upon b2, sorry. b1 upon b2. Then the equations are said to be consistent. Is this easy, simple or not? Now, how many solutions will be there for this? If consistent equations, as we solved graphically and using the method which we said before, one solution will be there, means one order pair of x and y, means here one solution. Number of solutions is how much? 1. Okay. Solution is not one solution, number of solutions is 1, right? Okay, now let us take another example. See here, x plus 2y equal to 3 and 2x plus 4y equal to 5. Now check here what is the ratio of coefficients of x. Here 1 and here 2, that means 1 upon 2. And what is the ratio of coefficients of y? 2 upon 4, isn't it? So 2 upon 4. And what is the ratio of constants over here? That is 3 upon 5. What did you observe? What is your observation over here? Here your observation would be, see, this is 2 1s are and 2 2s are. That means here this is 1 upon 2 and this is 1 upon 2. Means these two are equal, which is not equal to third one. So what did you observe? Ratio of coefficients of x is equal to ratio of coefficients of y, which is not equal to ratio of the constants for these two equations. Got it? So now this is test of checking. So these two equations are said to be inconsistent equations. And how many solutions are there for this type of equations? As we said before, in the graphical method, these two lines never meet. So that means there is no solution at all, means zero solution. I didn't say 0 as solution, 0 number of solutions, means no solution. Understood? So anyways guys, what is test of checking here? Ratio of quotients of x is equal to ratio of quotients of y, which is not equal to ratio of constants of the given equations. Got it? So let's write down the conditions. See here, so here if a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is not equal to c1 upon c2. Got it or not? Ratio of coefficients of x. Here coefficients of x are a1 and a2. Coefficients of y are b1 and b2, whose ratios are equal, and ratio of the constants would be c1 upon c2, which is not equal to both of them. Understood? So therefore this type of equations are called, okay, inconsistent. Inconsistent. And tell me how many number of solutions are there? 0, means there is no solution at all. So there is no solution. How can you say? If you have any doubt of this, solve the equations with any one of the methods which is explained to you in the previous class, or else solve them graphically. You will find parallel lines. Parallel means there is no common point, so therefore there is no solution for both of the lines, I mean both of the equations. Got it? Now what about the mutually dependent equations? Let me show you the example for that also. X plus 2y equal to 4 and 3x plus 6y equal to 12. Now take the ratio of x coefficients here 1 upon 3, here nothing is there, means it is 1 upon 3, and take the ratio of y coefficients, that would be 2 upon 6, and take the ratio of constants, which is 4 upon 12. On simplifying them, what do you get here? 2 1s are and 2 3s are, and 4 1s are and 4 3s are. What did you obtain? Here all the ratios are same. So then these two are called mutually dependent equations when ratio of the all coefficients and constants are equal. Understood? So this is the test of checking. Understood? See. So finally, how can we conclude this? A1 upon A2 is equal to B1 upon B2 is equal to C1 upon C2. Means when the ratio of x coefficients is equal to ratio of y coefficients is equal to ratio of the constants, okay, then these two equations are said to be mutually dependent, or else we can say dependent equations. So these are dependent equations. And how many solutions are there for this? Now I have to tell you one thing. Once again we will go through the example which we discussed. On one single track, one train is moving. On the same track, after that train, another train is also coming. Means on one line, again we traced one more line. So what does it says? Okay, here both are same line. So here these two are not two different lines, only one line. And one line is composed of how many points? Infinite points or not? So one line has, one linear equation has how many solutions? As I said you in the initial, in the starting of this class, what I said you, for one linear equations there are infinite solutions. So since here mutually dependent equations are representing only one line, that means only one linear equation, so number of solutions will be infinite, right? So therefore it has infinite number of solutions. Now is it easy or not? Yes. For your understanding in better levels, I explained that using graphs, so that you can understand these two are representing. See, we are very clear with our vision that first I gave you here train examples, because this is daily life example which is appearing to you physically. After that, we took the examples from simultaneous linear equations, means pair of linear equations. Okay, and we observed that the graph of them are providing in one case, in the consistent case, okay, they are representing intersecting lines, and in inconsistent case they are representing parallel lines. In dependent case they are representing one upon another, means both are same. Understood or not? But it is not possible to check whether which type of equation is given, equations are given once, okay, using graphical method. It is highly impossible, because it is very time consuming. We need to take first equation and we need to get the order pairs, and we need to take second equation and need to obtain the order pairs for that also, and then after plotting the graphs, okay, it will take lot of time to decide whether those are consistent or inconsistent or dependent. So we need to have a simple method for checking, okay, consistent or inconsistent or dependent. Understood? Now if any pair of equations are given to you, how can you check? Simply you will take, if coefficient of x is, ratio of the coefficients of x terms is not equal to coefficient of coefficients of the y terms, okay, then simply you can say that consistent equations. Those are consistent equations, and you need to don't go for checking here ratio of the constants. When ratio of the coefficients of x's are not equal to ratio of the coefficients of y's, it is obviously consistent. Okay, you don't need to go for, it doesn't depend upon c. C means what? Constants. Okay, you don't need to go for checking constants of these equations, right? And when if in the given equations, if these ratios are given like x ratio, x coefficient and y coefficient ratios are equal, where constants are ratio of constants are not equal, then simply you can say that those are inconsistent, and they may ask you that how many number of solutions will be there, means there is no solution at all. And then after you can check whether if all the coefficients ratios and constant ratios are also equal, simply you can say that that is representing same line, that means those are dependent equations. So therefore it has infinite number of solutions. Understood? So this is the easiest process by comparing the coefficients. Understood? So this is what about the total graphical analysis as well as, okay, formula methods to check the nature of the simultaneous or pair of linear equations. I think you might have understood that. If there is any doubt, you can ask.